Welcome to Einhorn Sucht. I'm Devlin. And this is Shadow, but you know we might change her name. We're introducing Shadow to the Dog Star training program. So we're going to be, over the course of our videos, we're going to be demonstrating to you how to bring your dog from beginner to advanced obedience training. Yes. All right. So over the course of the next few months, we're going to be running through 6 routines that are uniquely designed to take your dog from beginner to advanced. Now, there's some other things that you're going to want to know about dogs, such as temperament, breed specifications, drive, and we're going to be going through a few of those terms with you as well. Shadow is a Doberman pup. Let's go. Good girl. Good job. And she's very motivated, a lot of drive, a lot of temperament or personality if she were a human. So I'm going to run through the 6 routines for you right now at the beginner level. Now, Shadow has not learned these exercises before. So what we're doing now is actually her introduction to the Dog Star training program. So the first routine is the agreement and watch me. And that's like sitting at the desk, ready for the next question or lesson. I'm going to bring Shadow right here. Sit by my left side. Good job. Now, if you can get your dog focused on your treat, a lot of your exercises and your training is going to go super easy. Now, a treat is just the same as love, except our dogs seem to really be motivated for treats sometimes more than just a rub or a praise. So, the agreement teaches my dog, Shadow, sit, to sit by my left side with her front paw slightly behind my left ankle. Now, the agreement actually teaches her to sit indefinitely, waiting for the next question. I liken this to a student sitting at the desk in class. When you're sitting at the desk in class, you can't just get up when you feel like it and go say hi to your friends. You can't just run to the bathroom. You're actually sitting at your desk in class, ready for the lesson. Good. So in Shadow's case, the next exercise that I'm going to focus on is watch me, which actually teaches Shadow to focus on me. Now, she's very motivated by the treat already, so I'm getting a good watch me already. But I'm going to say it now that I've gotten the behavior. Watch me. Yes. Shadow. Yes. Watch me. Yes. Good girl. All right. Now, you notice I'm using some terms here like yes and watch me. Now, watch me and sit, good girl, are commands. However, yes and no, for example, or even finish are markers. Markers indicate the progress of your command to your dog so that your dog knows where you're at, whether they're doing it right, doing it wrong, or if it's all over. Now, for the agreement, every time Shadow gets up, I'm not going to repeat the sit. I'm just going to help her back into position. I might even use the treat and gesture. So when I'm practicing the agreement, if my dog were to get up, kind of randomly, of course, because they're going to get bored or distracted, and as they're learning that you want them to stay put, you're going to have to be ready to help them back into position over and over again. And I suggest that you don't repeat the command. Every time they get up, just gesture, maybe a pull up and push down, or use your high value reward and gesture for the sit. Now, once you've gotten them seated and they understand that you want them to remain at the left side indefinitely, and of course, it's only going to be for a minute or so, you're not going to leave your dog here for 20 minutes. So you just need them to learn to stay focused at your left side for maybe a minute or two until the next command or the next routine comes up. So the second command in this routine number 1, is watch me. Shadow, yes. Now there's an invisible line between my dog's snout and my eyes. And every time Shadow looks up, I'm going to carry my treat in that line. Yes. And give my marker. Yes. Which indicates to Shadow that's what she's doing right at that moment. Watch me. Yes. Keep in mind, your marker comes 1 second before the reward is given. That allows your dog to psychologically make the connection between what they're doing and the reward coming. Yes, let's go. Shadow, sit. Good girl. All right, now I wanted to know that she did really well, and so I'm going to give her another marker. It's a terminal marker that lets her know that she's done, and she can get up and and relax, and she's not on strict command. Finish. Good girl. So our second routine, after the agreement and watch me, are the control and casual walks. But of course, all of your exercises start and end but with your dog at the left side in the agreement. So I'm going to bring Shadow back to my left side so I can begin a control walk. But of course, I want to go through at each point the other exercises, the other routines, or the other commands. Shadow. Shadow, sit. Watch me. Yes. Now the control walk maintains the agreement as I move forward. And I'm going to use my reward to keep Shadow willing to stay at my left side. Good sit. Yes. Now you can put your treat in your right or your left hand, depending on your needs. So in this case, I'm going to show you how to do it with your left hand. You. Yes. Good girl. Good job. Good job. Right here. Right here. Let's try it again. Shadow heel. Yes. Right here. Good job. Good job. Now you notice that Shadow's focus comes off of the treat as I start to move. So you're going to want to walk forward slowly so your dog, because it's a lot for your dog to eat a treat, focus on the treat, and their inclination is to look at the world around them to make sure they know where they're going. So you're really teaching your dog to behave unnaturally, which is focus on a treat and move forward. So take it slow, or your dog may not be able to process it all at one time. Shadow heel. Yes. Heel. And the command, by the way, for the control walk is heel. Heel. Good job. Good job. Now the leash here helps me to keep her in position, because a couple of times she wanted to disappear, like right now, and it allows me to bring her back on track. Now I'm going to sit her and give her another finish, because it's a lot of concentration for her to stay focused on me and this reward. Good sit. Yes. Finish. Good job. Good job. Good job. So the casual walk can actually start from an extended leash. And the casual walk teaches your dog, hey, you don't have to stay by my left side. You actually can lead the walk. However, pulling is what's not encouraged. So no matter if you're on a control walk or a casual walk, we're going to discourage pulling. So how do we discourage pulling on a casual walk? Well, every time my dog reaches the end of my leash or just before, I'm going to say, let's go, and walk backward and offer her a treat. Good job. Now I'm going to do that over and over. So she's going to start to get accustomed to coming back to me frequently. So when I eventually drop this leash, that's a part of our everyday routine, her coming back often when I call her. And as a matter of fact, you're actually practicing your recall right now. And the recall, by the way, is teaching your dog to come from a distance when they're on a stay. Shadow, let's go. Yes, good job. Let's go. Yes. Now I'm going to give it all the way this time and say finish. Good job. So next up, we have the sit and the down stays. Shadow, sit. Yes. Now when you're practicing a stay, you don't have to walk far away for your dog to learn stay. The idea here is stay means stay put. I'm walking away from you. I want you to stay in almost like a frozen position until I come back. Now, obviously the head and the neck can move, but you don't want the butt coming off the ground. Shadow, stay. You're going to wave the hand across your dog's face and say stay. And if you want to, you can hold an extended leash above your dog's head so you can be prepared before they move. Like I just did, Shadow was about to move, but because I have the leash extended above her head, I was able to stop her so that I could help her learn faster. So preventing the behaviors you don't want to see is just as important as encouraging the behaviors you want to see. Now I'm going to not repeat the sit because I don't want Shadow to get accustomed to me repeating rigid formal commands like sit, stay, come down. But there are casual commands, by the way, that can be repeated. Now for a beginner dog, you only need about 30 seconds, and then you keep growing in increments of maybe 30 seconds or a minute. Now every time she stays put, I'm going to give her that option of a reward so she knows that she's getting a reward for staying put. Now I'm going to go back to her and say, finish. Good girl. And the down stay follows the same sequence. Down. Let's go. Let's go. Sit. Good job. Down. Good job. Good job. Stay. Now to get your dog down, there are a couple ways you can do it. What I did right there was what I call the belly rub approach, which is I gave Shadow the impression that I wanted to give her a belly rub, and at the same time, I turned that into the down routine. Now eventually she's going to do a nice, beautiful Sphinx down, but in the beginning, you just got to convince the dog to give you the behavior as you work on honing it to your liking. Now the stay portion comes right after, right? So stay. Now I'm going to be prepared to help Shadow stay down. So my hand's over her. I'm watching her. Yes, good girl. Let's try it again. Shadow, stay. Now as you notice there, I didn't give the command the first time. My goal with every single command is to get the behavior and then associate the command with the behavior I want to see. What we do quite often is we start saying a lot of commands without getting the behavior, and so what does our dog really learn? If I say come to my dog and my dog's running the other way, I probably shouldn't be saying come. All right. Finish. Good girl. All right. Now last up on this list is the sit, stand, down routine. Now this is really fun because this teaches my dog to actually go into that beautiful Sphinx style down that we wanted to have for the downstay. Now it's kind of tricky sometimes because the dogs, their natural inclination is to put the back end down first. So you actually got to teach them that slowly. So if you can get them to commit to putting their head a little bit lower. Yes. Then dropping into that down becomes a little bit easier. Now, if she's a pup, she wants to lay down for the belly rub, of course, but I want to teach her to give me a nice, beautiful Sphinx. Yes. Good job. So you notice I had to arrange her body there. So now let's see if we can get the same arrangement with her doing it from a drop. Shadow sit. Yes. Good job. Shadow stand. Good job. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Good job. Good job. And finish. Good job. Finish. Good job. All right, so what you just witnessed there was an introduction to the Dog Star training program, and we ran through the 6 routines, and I'm going to run through them again so you're familiar. The first routine has 2 commands: the agreement, which is the first routine, and the commands you're going to use are sit and watch me. Shadow sit. Yes. Watch me. Second up, you got the control and casual walks. And the commands you're using are heel, Shadow heel. And for the casual, Shadow, let's go. Yes. All right, next up, you got the sit and the downstairs. Shadow sit. Yes. Stay. Finish. Good job. Let's go. Shadow down. Good job. Stay. Let's go. Good, stay. Good job. Finish. Good job. Sit. Good job. Of course, we forgot the recall. So the recall is usually built on a sit stay. Stay. Shadow, come. And you target your dog to the center of your body and you aim for a sit immediately. So after the recall, the last routine is the sit stand down routine, which we just did. So shadow sit. Good job. Shadow stand. Good job. Shadow drop. Yes, good job. Shadow sit. Shadow sit. Good sit. Good job. Let's see if we can get a down out of shadow. Down. Down. Let's go. So I'm going to try this again with a different treat when she's not in a space where it's public, there's cars going by, she's not comfortable relaxing, there's a dog barking over there. So we can come back to the down routine when she's in a quiet space. And that's going to actually bring us into some other lessons that are important, which is where you train your dog is just as important as what you train your dog. And there are 4 main training environments, and we're going to go into that in the next video, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.